So last week, Marvel spent 5 hours revealing chairs with the name of cast members who are in the next Avengers movie, Avengers Doomsday. Now, honestly, after, sitting on this for a few days, the way they revealed it, I don't think it was that bad, honestly. I mean, I think it was pretty cool. Throughout your entire day, you could still do your work, go to school, check your phone, see oh my God, they're in this. Oh God, they're in this. But I think it was pretty fun. And it's honestly the most hypeful thing Marvel has done. Hypeful, is that a word? In a few years. And it did get me a little excited. I'm really worried about these next two Avengers movies. I have very little hope for these movies. I think it's going to be a mess, but I'm not gonna lie. When I saw some of these cast members' names comes up, I got really, really excited. And I haven't been excited for a Marvel movie like this in a little bit, even though I'm still worried. But I thought it'd be a good idea to rank all the cast members that got revealed so far on a tier list based on how excited I am to how not excited I am at all. So yeah, let's get into this and make sure to comment down below who you guys are most excited to see in Avengers Doomsday. First up, we have the first chair that was revealed, Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Now, I'm going to put this in the we knew this category. It's Thor. He's still around. Of course, he was going to be in the Avengers movie. I mean, I'm not a fan of what they've done with Thor. I hate Thor Ragnarok, if you don't know, with a passion. I think it really took Thor to a whole silly and all those characters to a silly sitcom level. And they kind of redeemed it back in Infinity War, then brought it back in Endgame, and especially went on steroids on that silliness in Thor Love and Thunder. And I think they just turned his character too silly. It's not who Thor is. But nonetheless, I still like Chris Hemsworth. I think he really wants Thor, back to the way he should be. Hopefully we get him back to the way he should be in this movie. I wonder if he is the first name in the cast because he was the first one revealed here. I don't know if this is in order or not. I could kind of see it, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we knew he was going to be in this. I'm excited to see him interact with some of these characters who I'll get to later. But Thor, I don't like what they've done with Thor. Next up, we have Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman, from the Fantastic Four. Now, it's hard to say. We have not seen the Fantastic Four movie yet. But honestly, from that first trailer, she was one of the characters I was looking forward to see. I think she was the best part of that trailer. I think Vanessa Kirby is going to kill it for sure. I love her. She's great. I think it's perfect casting for this role. Yeah, so I'm glad she's in this. I'm excited to see her. She'll probably have a very big role in this movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see Sue Storm and just all the Fantastic Four interact with the Avengers and the other characters. Next up, we have Anthony Mackie's Captain America. Now, I'm also going to put this in the we knew this. We knew he's going to be the leader. Even though his last movie, Captain America Brave New World, was absolutely horrible. I hated that movie. But it definitely wasn't Anthony Mackie's fault, and especially not Captain America's fault. I really like Falcon, Captain America now. I think Anthony Mackie is really good in that role. I mean, the Avengers, the team isn't looking too stacked right now. But nonetheless, I'm still excited to see him lead the Avengers. I can't see him fighting Doom, though. I'm doing too well. Then next up, we have Bucky Barnes himself, the Winter Soldier, before Thunderbolts. Now, this is one thing I didn't like about the reveal. It's that they pretty much revealed that all the Thunderbolts characters are still alive for Avengers Doomsday. All of them besides Taskmaster, but we all knew that Taskmaster was dying because of the trailers. But yeah, it just took a little suspense out of that movie because it is a movie where, it felt like people could die, but nope, pretty much all of them live. So thanks for doing that, Marvel. But Bucky, I'm glad he's in this. I didn't think all the Thunderbolts would be in this. I really like Bucky's character. I'm not sure about them making him a Senate. That's kind of dumb, or whatever they made him. But I've always liked Bucky's character. I really liked him in the show, Captain or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So yeah, I'm glad he's in this. Don't know how big of a role the Thunderbolts are going to have in this movie. I can't imagine. I mean, I think Florence Pugh will have probably the biggest out of all of them, but still not quite sure. I can't imagine them having a huge role because they're such grounded characters in a huge scale movie. But yeah, I'm excited to see my boy Bucky back. Next up, we have Shuri's Black Panther. Now, this was a bit surprising to me. I didn't know they were going to even do much with the Black Panther characters anymore after Wakanda Forever because it's kind of tough. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan of her Black Panther from Wakanda Forever. Obviously, it's a tough movie to make because of what happened, unfortunately, with Chadwick Boseman. But I think she did the best she could. But yeah, I'm honest. I'm gonna put her in meh. Like I don't. I'm not that attached to her character. Not that attached to her Black Panther. I'm glad she's in it though. I'm not like saying she shouldn't be in it or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna put her in meh for now. Hopefully, I'll be surprised though. Then of course, next up we have Ant-Man. I mean, I really want to put this in meh, but it's also like we knew this. I'll put this at the end. Like we knew he was gonna be in it. It's Ant-Man. He is like a part of the Avengers now. I just think Ant-Man's just not that interesting of a character, at least anymore. It's really just Paul Rudd playing himself at this point. Quantumania was a mess for multiple reasons. So I can't say I'm excited to see Ant-Man, but also like I was expecting him to be in this. Next up, we have the U.S. agent Wyatt Russell. I'm really excited to see him in Thunderbolts. He's probably the character I'm honestly looking forward to see the most because I really like this character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Really interesting character. I'm not sure how much he'll have to do in this movie, which is why I'm debating. Because I'm glad to see him in this movie. I'm glad to see Wyatt Russell in this cast, but I don't know what he could really do. I'm gonna put it in. I don't know. It's really tough because I didn't know it. I'll put him in. I'm glad. He will. He will be one of the characters I'm looking forward to see, even though he probably will have a minimum role. But yeah, I'm glad to see him in it. Next up, we have Neymar. Now, I was really surprised to see that he was in this movie. Like I said, I thought the whole Wakanda Forever stuff, I didn't think they were really going to go anywhere with that anytime soon, but I'm super excited to see Neymar in this movie. I'm going to put him in super duper excited because in the comics, he's such a badass character, such an important character to Marvel. Hopefully he has a lot to do in this movie. I'm not super sure where they'll go with his character, but when I saw his name come up, first of all, I didn't even recognize him. So I had to look up his name, and it's like, oh, shoot, that's Neymar. So I'm excited to see him interact with a bunch of characters like Reed, even Doom. But yeah, I am super excited to see him come back. Then next up, we have The Thing. I am super excited to see Ebon Moss-Backrack as The Thing in the Fantastic Four movie. I love him in The Bear. I'm super excited to see his take on the character in the movie from that trailer. I really loved his voice with, The Thing's body. I think that worked really well. Can't say much because we haven't seen him in anything yet besides that teaser trailer that came out, but I am glad he's in this movie. I'll put him above these two because like The Thing interacting with a few of these X-Men, like that would be fun. That would be really fun to see. So I'm excited to see The Thing in this movie. Next up, we have Shang-Chi. I'm sorry. I don't really care about Shang-Chi. It's a movie where I didn't love it all. I thought it was pretty mediocre, not bad, not good. Can't say Shang-Chi's a character I'm like, yes, I can't wait to see him in this movie. The fight scenes were cool. Hopefully they carry over his fights and that choreography in this movie because that could be one of the highlights of the movie. But can't say I'm excited to see Shang-Chi's character. And let's hope he doesn't bring Awkwafina with him. All right, next up we have Florence Pugh's Yelena. I think we knew she was going to be in this. I thought about out of all the Thunderbolts, we knew she was going to be in this one because she is like now our Black Widow, or this Avengers Black Widow. I'm still excited to see her. I think from that concept art, they are planning to do a lot with her character. She's going to be one of the main characters, I feel like, maybe like in the top 6 or 7. Definitely the main Thunderbolt, I feel like. Yeah, I'm excited to see Yelena. I really like her. Florence Pugh, of course, is one of the best actors on this list. Without a doubt. So yeah, I'm excited to see Yelena, but we also knew this, so I'm going to put it in there. Next up, we have the return of Kelsey Grammer as Beast. We saw Beast at the end credits of the Marvels, which was just super weird. But Beast is one of my favorite X-Men for sure. When I saw his name, he was the first X-Men that came up, and he was pretty early on. When I saw his name come up, I was pretty excited. So I'm gonna put it in. I'm glad he is back. I'm not sure how much he'll have to do in this movie because there's just so much going on. There's so many characters, so many cast members. But I'm looking forward to seeing him for sure back. We haven't seen him in a minute. We haven't seen most of these X-Men in a hot minute, but I'm super excited to see him back. Next up, we have Sentry or Bob, because we're not supposed to know he's Sentry, even though everybody knows he's Sentry because Thunderbolts movie hasn't come out yet. But yeah, he survives. I'm gonna be honest, I do not know much about his character. I do not. I know he's like a pretty big deal. But I can't say I know much about Sentry's character. But from what I've heard, it's going to be some pretty exciting stuff. So I'm glad he is in this movie. I'm going to put in. I'm glad that he's on this cast. Can't say much more. So like I said, I don't know too much about his character, but from what I heard, I'm excited. Next up, we have the new Falcon, Torres. I'm going to be honest, I don't care. He didn't do anything for me in the show and Brave New World. No offense. Like, I just don't care. Like, you don't really, he didn't really bring anything to the table for me. I mean, like when 10 minutes later, when the chairs and the camera turned to his name, I was like, great, that was a waste of 10 minutes. Like, I don't really care. I don't think most people really care, but sorry, it might sound a little harsh. Nothing against you, but I don't really care. Next up, we have Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. I'm not sure about this casting yet. I feel like it's a little bit of a popularity contest here. He was great in Stranger Things. Not saying he won't be good in this role. Hopefully he is. He definitely has the potential to be, but it's hard to say without without seeing the movie. But I'm glad he's in it. Like, I'm gonna put all the Fantastic Four in this because they are such a crucial part to a movie with Doom in it. So yeah, I'm excited to see him in the Fantastic Four. But until then, I'm a little bit skeptical. Next up, we have David Harbour's Red Guardian, right? I'm going to put him in meh. Out of all the Thunderbolts, like, he's just a joke. I really like David Harbour. I really love him in Stranger Things and all the other stuff he does. He's a really great actor, and I think they don't use him, or they didn't use him enough in the Black Widow movie. He mostly just comedic relief when he can do so much more. And from the Thunderbolts trailer, it's looking like we're not going to see that much more than what we saw from him in Black Widow. So I don't think he'll be in this movie that much. Not a huge fan of his character so far, so I'm going to put him in the meh category. Then we got M'Baku. I'm also going to put him in meh. He's a cool character, just not a character I'm like, oh yeah, can't wait to see him. I can't imagine his role is any bigger than his role in Infinity War. He was there on the battlefield, pretty much treated as an extra with a few lines. So that's why he's also in meh, because I don't really expect him to do that much. Next up, we have Ghost. I'm going to put her in. I don't care. I'm not a fan of her character or her as the villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She didn't do it for me. Can't say I'm super excited to see her in the Thunderbolts. Hopefully that movie makes me more excited to see her in this movie. But like I said, with most of the Thunderbolts, can't imagine she is that big of a part. Yeah, don't really care right now. Next up, we have Loki. Now, I'm super duper excited to see Loki back. I really loved Loki season 2. I didn't love season 1, but season 2 I thought was really, really good because it was very much a character-driven season rather than season 1, which was more like build-up for something that didn't even happen with Kang. And the way that season ended, like, I'm super intrigued to see what they do with Loki as he's like holding all the timelines together. Like, I'm super excited to see what they do with that. He should have a pretty big part, as he is like a crucial part of the universe right now for the Marvel universe. I'm super excited to see him and Thor, reunite. Hopefully that brings Thor back to his normal self and not the comedic, goofy side we always see. But yeah, I'm super excited to see Loki back. Next up, we have Professor X himself. Patrick Stewart is back. Again, when they brought him back in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, they absolutely treated him terribly. What they did with him was awful. And for that reason, I'm just going to put him in. I'm glad, because I'm just a little bit worried that they just don't know how to handle Professor X, or at least this Professor X, after what Multiverse of Madness did to him. They're probably going to kill him again. I don't know how I feel. So I am really excited to see these X-Men back and all together again and probably fighting side by side. But I don't know if Marvel can handle all the X-Men that well right now. And Professor X is one of the ones I'm worried about. But the next one, Ian McKellen is back as Magneto. Now, I am super duper excited to see him back as Magneto. He was probably my favorite character besides Logan from those original movies. Magneto is such an interesting and complex character that I hope they really, go more in depth on in this movie. I don't know how much time they're going to spend on these characters though, which is why I'm a little bit worried. We're just bringing these back, so people come and see the movie. So people, it just seems desperate. This whole movie seems a little bit desperate, bringing back some of these people, but we're here, and I am excited to see him back. I did get really excited when I saw his name because I was not expecting that at all. Especially because both these guys are getting pretty old in their age, but I'm glad they're back. Hopefully they get some badass stuff to do. Avengers versus X-Men looks like it's happening, and I hope Magneto gets a lot of stuff to do. Next up, we got Nightcrawler. Now I'm putting Nightcrawler at 1. When I saw his name back, I got Nightcrawler. X2 I love X2. The first one and the third one I don't love. X2 I think is great. I love that opening scene. Nightcrawler is such a cool character. He's one of my favorite X-Men. He's definitely top 5 X-Men for me. And I was not expecting him to come back at all. Out of all the X-Men, I wouldn't even think he would come back. But he is, and I am super excited to see what they do with him, especially with, modern CGI technology, what they can do with his, superpowers, how cool that's going to look. And see him fight like the Avengers and Doom. If they do it right, it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited to see Nightcrawler back. And I didn't even expect it. So that was one of the highlights of this live stream for me. Now, next up, we have the original Mystique. Another one I wasn't expecting them to bring back at all. I'm gonna put her on Glad. I mean, I'm not as excited to see her as much as the other X-Men, but I'm glad they brought her back. I mean, if you're gonna go all in, go all in. But then also, where's Halle Berry? Where's Hugh Jackman? Where's Jean Grey? They're gonna have to. I think they are gonna bring those guys back. I don't know why they're holding it off right now, but I think they all got to come back if you're bringing back these guys. But yeah, I'm glad to see her in this movie. Once again, not sure how much of a part she'll have, but we'll see. Next up, we have James Marsden's Cyclops. I am super, super excited. Now, they really treated him terribly in that original trilogy. They treated him awfully. That is not Cyclops at all. Hopefully, not only can this Avengers movie bring to the screen for the first time a badass Cyclops, but also bring that suit. I want the X across his face. I want to do that. That would be awesome. Hopefully they can redeem him. I have a feeling they're going to kill him, but hopefully they can redeem him and have him do some X-Men 97 stuff before they kill him. Hopefully they treat him well. I love James Marsden as Cyclops, and I'm really excited to see him back. And I was also super surprised to see that. I was not expecting that at all. Then next up, probably the fan favorite out of all these castings, Channing Tatum as Gambit. Gambit, of course, was great in Deadpool and Wolverine. He stole the show with every scene he was in. I can't say I'm super duper excited because I think what they did with Deadpool and Wolverine was enough. But I guess because he was just so everyone loved him watching that movie, and he was the most talked about part of that movie probably. I'm going to put him out. I'm glad that he's back. I wasn't expecting that either. Hopefully they go a little bit more serious and show some more, because Gambit's got some cool shit he can do. So hopefully they lean into that, especially if you're doing a whole out Avengers or X-Men brawl. Have him do all this fucking cool ass magic shit. Lean less towards the comedy, go all in with his character. I want to see him fight with the X-Men for the first time, live action. So yeah, I am glad that he is back. Then, of course, the final Fantastic Four member who was revealed second to last, Pedro Pascal, as Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic. I am really not sure about this casting yet. Once again, I feel like it is a popularity contest. Who got this part? Pedro Pascal, he is a good actor. I don't know if he's the best option for Reed. Hopefully, though, it's really hard to say this without the movie coming out yet or without seeing the movie yet. Hopefully, he changes my mind when I watch that movie. But as of right now, I'm going to put him in. We knew this because you can't have a Doom in the movie without Reed Richards. So we knew he was going to be in this movie. And I'm not super excited to see Pedro Pascal. I'm super excited to see Reed. Hopefully, Pedro Pascal can, fully commit and not play Pedro Pascal and play Reed Richards. I'm just a little worried about that portrayal of his character. And yeah, and then finally, of course, Robert Downey Jr. pulled up and sat in his chair as he is playing Doctor Doom. Still not sure about this casting. It is definitely desperate. I don't think anything will change my mind on that. Even if he gives the greatest performance ever, I'll still be like, that was a desperate move. No way that was the only person who could play Doctor Doom. Um, but I would be lying if I said I'm not excited to see Robert Downey Jr. back with all these characters, even if he's playing a different character, playing the villain. But like we knew this. He's the star of the film. He's the Thanos of Infinity War of this movie. Like we knew this. He was going to be in this. And hopefully we get the Doctor Doom we all deserve. And hopefully, in terms of this movie, we get what we deserve. Like I said, I'm a little worried. I am a little worried about this movie. But this is my tier list of all the cast members that have been revealed so far. Hopefully, this isn't it. Because we don't know if Tom Holland's in this movie. I don't think he will be. Doctor Strange. Who else? The Hulk, Daredevil, Wolverine, Deadpool. A bunch of guys, Storm. A bunch of these guys haven't been revealed yet. Doesn't mean they're not in it. Maybe they'll reveal it later. Maybe they want to save it for the movie. I think they announced Chris Evans was back a little while ago, which is really dumb. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all these castings in the comments down below. Do you agree with my list? Do you not? Let me know all that. Are you excited for this movie, or are you worried about it? I'm a little bit of both right now, but let me know all that in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.